Hi everyone and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So something super last minute came up and I picked up my new car. So that was super exciting. So that happened. That was supposed to happen after General Hospital. It happened around 3, which is why today was late. But tomorrow should be perfectly on time. No delays. Alright, so let's get right to it. In England, gotta start off 7 hours ahead. Ava and Nicholas are still locked in the blue room, and she's trying to annoy them into opening the door, and Nicholas isn't super supportive of her plan. Huxley comes in with food. Nick wants Hux to tell them what his issue with Ava is, and but he plays it cool, and Ava is a little short-tempered. Hux, which I would be too, no judgment there, I'm just using the words they used. So Hux wants Ava to think about it, and she'll know, but will she? So Ava wants to see ruthless, evil Nicholas, not the polite one, and he asks her what she has that this guy wants. She doesn't know, and he thinks there's a possibility she's playing him and this was her end game, and she's like, first of all, I don't care about you. Second of all, like, what, I would track you down, sit on the plane, then stay at your hotel? Like, I have better things to do with my time. Hux comes in, she's like, look, I got no idea what you want from me. And he says he wants something otherworldly and divine. What? So, needless to say, Nicholas is losing it a bit now. And Hux asks Ava what's in her case. Apparently, it's the Weeping Naiad statue. And it belonged to his family 50 years ago, and it was stolen. And he wants it back, and she says no. So he was like gonna stab her, and Nicholas like tackles him a bit, winds up getting a cut on his hand, and Ava's like, fine, just take it, like, I don't care anymore. So he takes it and leaves and locks him in again. So Nicholas asks Ava what is a Weeping Naiad, and then Hux comes back in and says they have a serious problem. Dun dun dun. At Kiki's, I know it's like Franco's used to be Nina's, I'm just calling it Kiki's now because she's like the only resident that actually is there at all. So she's all dressed up for their date, for her and Dylan's date. Dylan arrives, and she seems to be a bit under the weather. Apparently very under the weather. She has a horrible cold, and he's super cool about it. She was afraid of pushing his limit a little bit, and she didn't want him to think she was bailing on him. And then like she starts to say something, and he goes, oh, so you just want to be friends? And like he's disappointed, not a jerk about it, just disappointed, and she's like, no, I was afraid of ruining our chances together, and like his face lights up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I love him so much. And now, needless to say, I believe Dylan's gonna be the next one getting sick. At Dr. Finn's hotel, he tells Hayden that he's dying. She's in disbelief, and then like he kind of wants to be done with the conversation, and she's like, no, you gotta elaborate. So, like, I guess she had grabbed his arm or something, because he's like, unhand me, woman. I'm like, this is why I love you. Who talks like that, you know? So she wants to talk about it. And he says he contracted a rare disease, and the protocol he put himself on keeps him stable, but it's working less and less, so one day it won't work at all. And then he wants to play backgammon. It calms him. So Hayden tells him to stop throwing his life away because of pride, and she'll help him. So he says, like, fine, do what you're gonna do, but don't tell anyone I'm sick. No one wants a sick doctor around, and I want to do as much good as I can while I'm here. So Hayden puts 2 and 2 together, that his wife had this illness too and died of it, and I'm like, am I good or am I good? Because I called that like 2 to 3 weeks ago. At the PCPD, Julian insists on seeing Alexis, and she's super thrilled about it. Sonny isn't hopeful that Julian will play hero, and he gets a call. It's Morgan. He wants Sonny to come to the clinic, so Sonny leaves. Alexis tells Julia that she's not speaking to the police until her attorney gets there, and he asks her how it happened, and she thinks he set her up. He says he would never do that. He would never put her in harm's way. And like, she's not even phased. She just like puts her arm up with the handcuff around it, and she's like, really? Really? So Jordan and Anna can see Alexis and Julian are not on the same side. So Julian's like, look, there's no evidence. Like, this isn't gonna stick. Nothing's gonna happen. And she's like, actually, the prosecutors have the best evidence that they could possibly have the murder weapon with her fingerprints and Carlos's blood on it. Like, it's a slam dunk case, and the only way she doesn't go to jail is if he confesses. So he says no. And she's like, oh, but I thought you loved me, and I thought you would do anything for me. And he's like, there's a third option. You know, you stand trial for murder and get acquitted. Because it's always that easy when you got the murder weapon with fingerprints and the person's blood on it. Yeah. So he says if she pleads not guilty, they still have a chance. Like, their marriage, she literally laughs in his face. At the Friedman Clinic, Morgan tells Sonny the doctors want him out tonight. They actually discharged him in the morning, but he stayed because he's scared and he's not ready to come home, and he knew Sonny would understand. So Sonny talks him through it. Morgan is afraid of what will happen once the structure's gone, but Sonny tells him to stay positive, that he's proud of him, that, like, he's so much different now, and, like, he's gone through so much, and he's better for it. So he's gonna be okay. At the hospital, Epiphany. Keep Epiphany around more. She's annoyed because the protocol's changed, and things take forever now. Carly comes in, and Liz and Epiphany had kind of said something about, like, oh, things have to change because there's one bad apple. And Carly's like, oh, who's the bad apple? And they start talking about Dr. Finn, and she firmly has his side. So now Elizabeth's having problems with the computer. She's looking through the appointment roster to check for Hayden's name. It's not there. Elizabeth is going to head home, and Epiphany gives her the, like, not box, but I can't think of the word right now, but of crickets to return to Dr. Finn for his lizard. Carly and Michael are in Dr. Maddox's office. Sonny brings Morgan in, and they're so surprised and happy to see him and to find out that he's been discharged. So Morgan's going to see Dr. Maddox 5 times a week, and they're going to have family therapy sessions too. Morgan thanks all of them for being there for him, and he jokingly says, like, he can see why Michael's the favorite, like, because he, you know, how great Michael was, and it's good that they're able to joke and laugh. Like, that's become now, like, a laughing thing instead of such a point of tension, you know? So Morgan's going to make a stop first before he heads home. And now end scene. So Hayden's going to get both of them sandwiches, and Elizabeth sees Hayden leaving Dr. Finn's room. Apparently the Weeping Naiad is a forgery, and Hux throws it across the room. It's in pieces, and Ava's like, that was the real thing, and he tells her to rethink her answer. Dylan called Monica, and she's writing a prescription for Kiki, if only it were that easy, right? And Dylan's gonna go pick it up. There's a knock at the door. So he leaves. There's a knock at the door. It's Morgan. Sonny fills Carly and Michael in on the Julian ALEXIS, you know, that whole drama, and Sonny's going to go tell Christina before she sees it on the news. Jordan kicks Julian out. Anna comes in again. She says she knows that she didn't kill Carlos Rivera, and if Alexis helps, she won't stand trial, and just to think about it. Don't need an answer now. Just think about it. And that's where we ended off today. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you tomorrow on time for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day. Bye.